Yeah, we living in a world where the rules don't apply. They say we gotta follow, but we ready to fly. System got us boxed in, trying to keep us small. But we rise like the phoenix, we ain't scared to brawl. They feeding us lies, but we see through the smoke. We're the voice of the people, we're ready to provoke. They want us to divide, but we're stronger as one. Breaking chains, taking names, yeah, we getting it done. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. Fist in the air, yeah, we taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. In the world of division, they showed us how to share. But the weight of our sorrows, they never taught us to bear. We split our joys and laughter, but the pain remained untold. A burden we carry alone, a story left untold. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. We learned to divide our dreams and multiply our fears, but the ache in our hearts only grew with passing years. They gave us all the answers, except how to heal. The scars that run so deep, wounds that time can't seal. Yeah, they taught us how to share, but only the good. Smiles and laughter like we understood, but deep down inside there's a storm we hide. Pain in our hearts, we're just trying to ride. Put on a mask, yeah, we play the part, but nobody sees the cracks in the hearts. We share our dreams, the highs and the lows, but when it comes to hurt, we just close the doors. We share the fun times, deflect the pain, laughing in the sunshine, dancing in the rain. But the shadows linger, they creep and they crawl, breaking us down, but we don't share at all. We got hate in our hearts, but we keep concealed. Taught to share the joy, but wounds, they stay unhealed. They said love was easy to divide, but the heartache never subsides. We tried to split everything into two, but the pain lingers strong and true. Shared our dreams, divided our fears, but the sorrow remained through the years. No matter how we tried to let go, the weight of our suffering continued to grow. Now we're apart trying to heal, but some wounds are too deep to conceal. They said splitting up will set us free, yet the pain lingers in you and me. In a world where rules are set in stone, the system's grip tightens, we're not alone. Bound by chains of adjusted greed, against the odds we fight to be free. Mighty forces try to keep us down, but our spirits rise, refusing to drown. Defying norms, breaking through the mold. In this battle of wills, our story is told. As the clash continues day by day, we stand united, come what may. For in this world where rules don't apply, our strength and unity will never die. They tried to silence our dreams, but we're loud and clear. With every step forward, conquering fear. They can't hold us back. We're the fire and the flame in this battle for freedom. We're all in the game. They say it's just a game, but we're playing for keeps. With the strength of the many, we're sharing their leaps. No more puppets on strings, we're cutting the ties. With our eyes on the prize, we're reaching for the skies. So let's stand together, let's break down the walls. In this fight for our future, we'll answer the calls. From the ashes, we'll rise like a storm. Riders ignite, it's us versus the system, and we're ready to fight. They build the walls, but we're digging tunnels. With every step we take, we're shaking the bundles. From the streets to the courts, we're raising our voice. In a world full of noise, we're making the choice. They want to keep us blind, but we see the light. Knowledge is power, and we're ready to fight. From the corners of the city to the halls of the state, where the heartbeat of the struggle can't afford to wait. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. This in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. Now we stand here broken, searching for some light, hoping for a way out of this never-ending night. But through it all, we find strength in each other's embrace. Together we'll face tomorrow and find solace in this space. They say don't bring the drama, keep it all light. But every night I'm fighting these demons in sight. Whispers in my mind, yeah, they echo when they shout. While I'm smiling on the surface, I'm breaking without. We're sharing the laughter, but what's underneath? A battlefield of sorrow, a war with no peace. We're warriors in silence, but nobody knows how the pain that we carry just grows and it grows. In a world of lessons learned, they taught us how to stand and burn. But the scars we hide deep inside are the ones that never subside. We followed all the rules they made, but the emptiness never fades. Their wounds like knives, cutting through, leaving wounds that always grew. They painted pictures of success, but couldn't fix what's left a mess. Now we're left to bear the strain of the pain that lingers, never wanes. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. It's in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. So remember this moment, remember this face, remember this sound. We're the voice of the future, and we won't back down. In the face of oppression, we'll stand up tall. It's us versus the system, and united we'll fall. Riders show how we ignite.
Yo, Get all the toxicity, all the toxic people, all right? Throw them out of a window, Kobe them into a trash can, and forget about it like yesterday's newspaper. Because that's what it is. Nothing but irrelevance. So, hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble afternoon. Continue to have a blessed and humble day. Listen, man, I'm just doing this live off my chest and into the mic. All right, Shorty speaks, real talk, real topics. All right, it's a lot of a lot of stuff going on. All right, not just in these YouTube streets, but outside in these in these streets, within people homes, within communities. Right, but there's also drama here on these YouTube streets. So listen, man, me and the ancestors are about to have a little talk, all right? Because they got me down here writing pen and paper, and until I don't write, what it is that I have to, write down, bull. But let me start off like this, all right? I don't know if y'all notice it, right? But how can I put this into words? What some people, I mean, no, 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 no. What we call happiness, what a lot of us call happiness, somebody else will call selfish, all right? What you call peace, what we call peace, somebody else will call it fake. People will twist your joy into a problem just because they're miserable. Online, offline, in your own damn living room, all right? Negativity finds a way to creep in all the time, all right? And let's be real, it's not just strangers that cut the deepest, all right? It's friends who flip, it's families who throw shade like they're paid for it. The same folks who said I got you will be the first ones to switch up when you start healing, growing, or winning. All right. Friends turn into enemies, blood turns into bitterness. All right. And the wildest part about it is they'll act like you changed. All right. Just because you stopped shrinking to fit their comfort zone. So yeah, all right, we're calling it out today. Loud, raw, unfiltered. And if you feel this, all right, drop a little flame in the chat. All right. If you've been betrayed or doubted by your own circle, this message is for you because we got a lot of people out here that are warriors, all right? Standing up. Some of them are surviving warriors. A lot of people have, lifted themselves up from the bottom, from the ground, and have climbed the ladder up. And because they're doing it and not letting nobody knock them off their hinges, they're getting a lot of shade. All right. So let's get this straight. We can't let people knock us off our hinges. All right. The problem ain't that they hate you. Nah. All right. The real issue is, all right, they admire you. All right. But they don't got the, how can I say, the guts to say it out loud. All right. See, the folks we call haters, you call haters, anybody can call haters, all right? We need to, flip that. They're fans in disguise. All right. They study you, they mimic you, they compete with you in silence. They want to be better than you. But it burns their soul to see you actually doing what you said you do. All right. You said you were going to rise and you did. You said you were going to heal and you did. You said you were going to build and you did. And now they're stuck staring in the mirror asking themselves why they're still in the same damn spot. Hmm. Ah, some folks, I don't know. Like, let me put it like this, all right? It's not your glow that bothers them, all right? It's the fact that your glow exposes their shadows. So let them talk, let them twist, let them boil, all right? You keep moving. You keep building. You keep winning because the truth is they don't hate you, all right? They hate that you're free. All right, let me put this off because I don't. Oh shit, did I show? Oh man, it's been showing anyways. I just don't like smoking on camera. Okay, so let me put this up real quick. All right, so I can finish, saying what I gotta say because it's crazy that you got folks out here trying to run other people's life like they got it all figured out, but their own life is a damn mess. All right, worried about what somebody, how can I say, they worried about what's in somebody's pocket, but their bank account is screaming for help. Judging how someone raises their kids, but their own child out there wilding like they got no home training. Talking down on someone's marriage, but they ain't happy in their own relationship, all right? Can't keep a partner, can't keep peace, but got the nerve to critique someone else's life? Oh man, Lord, take the wheel. Because these folks out here are swerving in lanes they don't belong in. All right. Here's the truth. If you spent half the energy fixing your own chaos instead of policing someone else's peace, maybe you finally find some joy. But nah, man. They rather, how can I say, gossip than grow. So let them talk, all right? Let them judge. We got to stay focused. We got to stay grounded because the loudest critics usually got the weakest foundations, all right? They really do. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to take care of this real quick and then I'm going to come right back with my thoughts. Hold on 1 second. Let me do this real quick. All right? Because I'm going to put some music on real quick. So hold on. Let me put this one right. All right. My bad. My bad. Justice. I apologize because I had to, do something real quick. But getting back on topic, all right? Getting back to what I was saying. The people we call haters, all right? The people that a lot of people call haters, let's be real. They don't even have a life, all right, of their own. If they did, they wouldn't be so obsessed with knocking down folks who are climbing, all right? Folks who are climbing the ladder the right way. No cheat codes, no shortcuts, just grind, grit, and growth. But here they come, trying to claim your work, your wins, your legacy without ever walking a mile in your shoes. Mofos out here wild and acting like they built what you bled for. Some of these folks need to grow up. Like seriously, how you mad at someone else's success when you ain't even start your own? How can I say? Yeah, I said it right. How you mad at someone else's success when you ain't even started your own journey? But that's why they're haters. My bad. Sorry. Fans, all right? Fans stay pressed because we do what they only dream of. We move how they wish they could. We speak truth, bold, legacy, and rise without permission. Hmm. So, yeah, they hate us, but deep down, they love us. They study us. They want to be us, all right? And that's why we stay winning because they ain't just surviving. All right, we ain't just surviving, my bad. We're thriving. All right. Like, let me tell y'all something. All right. Let's talk about what it really takes to build something that lasts. No clout, not, how can I say? Yeah, no clout, not shortcuts, not viral moments, but legacy. All right. See, we live in a world where everybody wants to win, but nobody wants to work. Folks out here looking for cheat codes, copy paste formulas on some real shit, microwave success. Let's put it like that. All right. But me, us, plenty of others, all right, we built this brick by brick. Whatever it is that you're building, all right, you're building it brick by brick. Whatever it is that I'm building it brick by brick, all right, from the community center to my family to, everything that I'm doing, all right. No handouts, no shortcuts, just pain, purpose, and persistence. Every scar, every setback, all right, every sleepless nights, all right, that's part of the blueprint. That is what is part of the blueprint. All right. So when they ask how we got here, tell them no cheat codes, just legacy. Because while they were chasing likes, we were chasing impact. And while they were trying to go viral, we were trying to go timeless. All right. And that's why our game, all right, how can I say, our names are going to echo long after the noise fades because legacy don't expire, it multiplies. All right. If you're building something, drop a little lock pad in the chat. All right. Lock in, no shortcuts, just legacies. For real. Like, let me put it like this. All right. Let's clear something up. These folks ain't mad at you. They're fascinated by you. All right. Haters don't hate, they study. They watch your every move, screenshot. All right. Your wins, mimic your style, quote your words. They act like they don't like you. But They know your whole catalog. They know your milestones better than your mama knows. All right. Why? Why is that? Because you represent what they wish they had: discipline, vision, grit. All right. You move with purpose, and that burns them up. All right. They don't hate your success. They hate that it'll, how can I say, that is you that's succeeding. They don't hate your glow. They hate that it exposes their shadows. So let them study, let them take notes. All right. Just make sure they spell your name right when, they try to copy the blueprint. For real. Like, these mofos out here ain't nothing but leeches, all right? Like, ready to see you go missing. If you know your haters are really fans in disguise, all right, how can I say? Drop a little pen and paper, all right, in the chat. Let them study you, all right, because you're the syllabus. I mean, listen, that's why I love this song right here. I want y'all to listen to this, all right? Like, it's a shame that, one of the Braxton sisters is not here with us, all right? It is really a shame. But I love this song, all right? Because it's true. It doesn't matter how you put this, all right? It is so crazy that sometimes you got to figure out a way how can you fix the broken things, all right? And sometimes these broken things are things that you have created, and you can't have, nobody else come and fix it. You have to figure a way how to do it yourself. That part right there, because if you listen to that right there, that happens. Friendships, family, right? Even though, right, on this song, I feel as though, right, I'm not sure if they're singing to somebody outside the family, to somebody they like. You see where I'm coming from? A relationship. I think it's going into lots of things, but in the beginning of that song right there, that's some factual things. All right, friends and families end up turning on each other. All right, and there's times where they can't even end up fixing the broken things. All right, that they've ended up breaking. Like, they come online and they bleed all over the matrix, and there's no healing after that. All right. Because once you do that, it's like the whole world knows what you're going through now. You see where I'm coming from? It's crazy. It's hard to explain. But back on topic, back on topic. All right. I just wanted to put that as an example. As an example. All right. Like, you ever realize how. I was gonna say, what the fuck? Somebody calling me? Nope. They saying JJ. You ever realize how loud the silence gets when you start winning? How folks who used to clap for you suddenly go quiet when you glow, when your glow gets too bright? See, we weren't handed peace. We earned it. And I'm talking about to those out there, all right, that worked hard as shit to earn, all right, the things that they have in life. All right. They earn the spot that they're in life. All right. Like, we weren't born into legacy. We built it. All right. And every step we took, somebody tried to trip us. All right. From our ancestors on down. All right. And it's crazy that we are out here. I'm not going to say we. Let me stop saying that. A lot of people are out here, right? When they sit here and they create a problem, they come online or they'll go out there, all right, trying to find a way to get somebody to get empathy and sympathy for them. All right. And when then somebody doesn't do it, it's crazy how, like, especially out here online, it's crazy how it's on here. Listen, online is more wilder than out here, I think. I don't know. Listen, I think it is. It's crazy that once you, how can I say, your opinions don't fit their narrative or you don't do what they want you to do, right? Now you're the villain. You're this, you're that. And I'm sitting here like, wait, what the fuck is wrong with people? All right. So this is why I'm saying, all right, we weren't handed peace. We earned it. We weren't born into legacy. We built it. All right. Following whatever blueprint was left behind for us. All right. We have to build new ones. All right. And I'm not saying erase the old one. What I'm saying is that we need the old one to build the new one. All right. But anyways, we listen. Every step we took, like I said earlier, somebody tried to trip us. Not because we were wrong, but because we were real. You see the difference? All right. And I'm hoping I didn't throw people off, too much when I went a little off topic. But people don't attack what's fake, all right? They attack what's threatening and truth, all right? The truth, that's a threat. Growth, that's a threat. Healing, that's a threat. All right. We didn't climb with cheat codes. We climbed with scars, with betrayal in our overview and purpose on our chest. All right. And the wildest part is the ones closest to us, the ones who knew our pain, were the first ones to weaponize it. That's the crazy part. Those that say, I love you so much, but then they stick that knife in your back. They pull it out, ask you, are you okay? They try to remind you how much they love you, right? While pull, they put that knife right back in and they pull it back out. All right? That's crazy because they don't just doubt us, they studied us. They copied the blueprint, then tried to erase our name from it. But you can't erase what's attached in fire. All right? We're not just survivors. We're architects. We built this movement. Whatever movement is that you're building, whatever it is that you're trying to build, whatever legacy you're trying to, leave behind, it was you who worked for it. The same way that I'm working for mine. All right? We're not just survivors, we're architects. Once again, I want y'all to remember that. We built this movement from broken pieces. We turned pain into power and silence into a megaphone. So when they ask how we did it, tell them we didn't just rise, we resurrected. We didn't just speak, we roared. All right? We didn't just dream, we delivered. This ain't just a message, all right? It's a mirror. If it makes you uncomfortable, maybe it's time to ask why. If you've ever been doubted, betrayed, or studied by folks who couldn't walk a day in your truth, drop a flame in the chat. This is for the ones who built legacy from ashes, all right? And I can be, going all crazy saying all this, no, but I want people to understand exactly where I'm coming from because you got people out here smiling through the shadows, all right? You really do. They taught us how to share everything except the pain, the real pain, the kind, all right? That kind, that real pain, it lingers in the shadows, it multiplies in silence. All right. We were raised to perform, how can I say? I said it right. Perform, because it's like, all right. We were raised to perform strength, to smile through storms, right? To laugh while bleeding. They told us to dance in the rain, but never taught us how to dry off. So we bury the pain. We tuck it behind filters, behind jokes, behind I'm good. But that pain doesn't disappear. It festers. It grows. All right. It grows roots in our spirit. It shows up in our relationships, our reactions. All right. Our rage. And while we're out here performing joy, we're dying inside because healing was never modeled. How can I say vulnerability was never safe? We were how can I say taught to be strong but never taught how to feel. And this might go over a lot of people's heads. All right. So now we got generations of people smiling on the outside while their soul is screaming for help. This ain't just about trauma. All right. It's about truth. It's about breaking the cycle. It's about saying, I'm not okay. All right. And that's okay because real strength, it's not a mask. All right. It's in the moment you take it off. If you've ever smiled through pain, all right, drop a candle in the chat. This is for the ones who learn to survive. My bad. This is for the ones who learn how to survive before they learn to heal. So I want y'all to listen to this real quick before I continue saying what I'm going to say. Just give me a minute.
Yeah. We all got dreams, but we stuck in the grind. Looking back at the past, but it's time to unwind. Everyone can do it, just gotta take that step. Stop dwelling on the losses, let's rewrite the rep. Hating on the president, calling him corrupt. But let me break it down, we gotta interrupt. Law's been in place, he's just playing the game. Ain't about the man, it's about the system's name. How do we move forward? Let's add something new. Together we can rise, yeah, that's what we do. Don't get stuck in the past, let the hate fall away. We build in the future, let's seize the day. Can't you see? You bleeding all over the matrix, caught in the hype. Man, it's all fake tricks. The medic bag empty, y'all shit out of luck. Wake up, before you get stuck. Y'all act like y'all in love, but y'all really in lust. Lost in the fame and the fortune. You ain't got no sense. You got the influencer fixation. You let them run your life. Red or blue, you're just a puppet with strings, always in strife. You think they care, but they don't give a damn. Just chasing the glow, the celebrity clout. They'll play both sides, the red and the blue, but they're just pulling your strings while you're stuck on your move. You're waiting for someone to tell you you're in luck, but mommy and daddy ain't coming, they're not in the cut. You're so blinded by the fame, the glitz and the glam, you forget what's real and who you really are. Wake up and see that you're just a pawn in the game. The red and the blue, they're all just the same. Stop being a puppet and take control of your life and break free from the chains. It's time to ignite. How do we move forward? Let's add something new. Together we can rise. Yeah, that's what we do. Don't get stuck in the past. Let the hate fall away. We build in the future. Let's seize the day. Can't you see? You bleeding all over the matrix. Caught in the hype. Man, it's all fake tricks. The medic bag empty. Y'all shit out of luck. Wake up before you get stuck. Yo, I see the struggle, I feel the pain, but we can't let the darkness keep us chained. We got the power, the voice is the might. Let's come together, turn wrongs into right. Everyone's a player, so step to the front. No more division, let's rise from the blunt. It's not just about politics, it's a call to unite. Stand tall, move forward, let's ignite the light. Yeah, we're all in this together, no need to divide. Let's focus on the future, let the love be our guide. From the streets to the halls, let's make change. Break the chains of the past, let's rearrange. Y'all really stuck? You know.
Yeah, that's some real shit. Just a little bit of food for thought. So once again, right? Y'all ever notice how? Y'all ever notice how the loudest smile in the room usually got the quietest scream behind? All right, let's talk about it. Like, see, we're taught to smile like it's armor. Like if you grin hard, damn, is my mic on? I gotta make sure my mic is on. Yeah, my mic is on. Like if you grin, right? How can I say? How can I even put this into words? Like if you grin hard enough, right? Nobody will ask you why your soul is limping. All right. They told us to stay strong. Translation: shut up and suffer pretty. All right. They told us to keep it together. Translation: don't bleed where people can see it. So now we got folks out here cheesing like life's a sitcom. Out, how can I say? But behind closed doors, they're drowning in silence. So, how can I say? Smiles don't mean safety. They mean survival. They mean I'm trying not to break in public. They mean I'm holding it together with duct tape and a prayer. And let's, roast it real quick. Let's see, can we roast that? I don't know. Can we ever? I don't even know if we can even, pull a roast out of this. Like, you ever meet someone who's always blessed, right, and highly favored, but they snap if the Wi-Fi drops, or the ones who post positive vibes only, but got beef with their own reflection? Yeah, that's what happens when you decorate pain instead of dealing with it. All right, we gotta stop treating smiles like, how can I say, proof of peace. Because some of the happiest looking people are the ones who cry in the shower, scream in silence, and carry trauma, all right, like it's part of their outfit. So next time you see someone smiling too hard, don't assume they're good. Ask them how they really are. Because behind every I'm fine might be a story they'll, how can I say, that they never got permission to be told. All right. Like if you ever smile through the storm, drop. You know them little two masks they got in the bottom. One with the smiley faces, like one is up, and then they got the frown on it. All right, the two fat faces. Then in the chat. All right, drop one of those. All right, in the chat. Like this is for the ones who learned to perform peace before they were allowed to feel it. All right, and all of us have been through it. All right, it's just that a lot of people. All right, haven't figured out how to turn that pain that they've been through into motivation. So now they're bleeding in the matrix. All right. Like after all that, after all the betrayal, the grin, the glow up, like you still see folks bleeding all over the matrix, waiting for somebody to come clean up their mess. All right, the mess they made. So let's be real. Some people don't want healing; they want rescue. They want someone to swoop in, fix their chaos, and hand them peace like it's a DoorDash order. All right, but here's how can I say? Here's the truth. All right, for those out here that are doing that, you created the storm. You ignored the red flags. You poured gasoline on drama, and now you're mad and caught fire. All right. You can't play the victim in a mess you built. You can't cry for help while holding the knife you used to cut your own peace with. And the wildest part is these folks out here bleeding in public. All right. They're also bleeding on timelines and group chats, all right, at brunch, expecting someone else to how can I say, be their emotional janitor. Nah, all right? Like that's not how can I say, that's not healing, all right? Healing ain't outsourced, all right? Growth ain't a group project. You want peace? You got to earn it. You want change? You got to choose it. Because the truth is, nobody's coming to save you from the pain you refuse to unpack. Nobody's going to heal. All right. Nobody's going to heal what you keep hiding. And nobody can fix what you won't face. So, yeah, we see you bleeding in the matrix. But until you stop blaming the world and start owning your reflection, ain't no rescue coming. If you ever had how can I say, if you've ever had to heal yourself from wounds you didn't cause or refuse to bleed for people who wouldn't even bandage you, drop a, how can I say, what do they got down there for? I'm gonna put the brain, all right? Because I'm gonna put it like this: you started using your noggin and you figured out how to get yourself up, all right? So drop a brain in the chat, all right? This is for the ones who chose accountability over pity. All right. Because after a while, once you realize, right, what in the world is going on, you have to learn how to take accountability, all right, for the things you have done in life. And a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people don't know how to do that. And that's a shame. That's a real big shame. All right. Like it's unfortunate that, you got people out here that we damn, come on. That we call haters, right? But in reality, are they haters? This is why I keep saying they're admirers, all right? And we've been talking so much, right, about the haters. I've been noticing, the conversations in different channels, different panels, right? And like I said, I don't know if it's the ancestors or what on my shoulders whispering. All right, I wanted to just put it out here that it's not just online that stuff like this is happening. It's also outside. All right, within our communities, within our own homes, within our own family, with our own friends. All right, within our work area. All right, and these people aren't haters. All right, you know what they are? They're your biggest fans. All right, so let's get one thing straight. Bleeding ain't healing. You can cry, vent, post, scream, but if you ain't doing the work, you're just leaking pain into the atmosphere. All right. And that's a real shit right there. Like, pain is real, but pain ain't a personality. You got to stop wearing, how can I say, your wounds like a badge and start using them like a fuel. All right. Because if you don't turn your pain into motivation, it'll turn into manipulation. And that's what we see all over the matrix. Folks bleeding out, hoping someone else will come stitch them up. All right. You can't heal through pity parties. You can't grow by blaming everybody but your own reflection. All right. And a lot of people are doing this. Why? Yo, listen, I can't even explain why people are doing half the stuff that they're doing. All right. You can't grow by blaming everybody but your own reflection. And you damn sure can't change people who ain't ready to face their own mess. You ever try to help someone who's addicted to their own chaos? They'll drag you into the fire. All right. And then blame you for the smoke. You'll be out here doing CPR on relationships that been dead since 2019. All right. Listen, that's not our job. That's not your job. All right. You can love people, support people, pray for people, but you can't fix people. Healing is personal, growth is internal, and change, that's a choice, not a rescue mission. So if you're hurting, all right, feel it, but don't bleed on people who didn't cut you. Don't expect someone else to clean up what you refuse to confront because bleeding ain't healing and silence ain't strength. You've got to do the work. You've got to face the mirror and you got to stop waiting for someone else to save you from the storm you walking into. All right. Like if you've ever turned pain into power, drop the little arm, right? And I'm gonna keep saying that. I don't know if there's anybody, nah, ain't anybody right now. Anybody in the chat? Listen, that ain't my biggest worry right now. All right, this message is gonna get to whoever's got to get to when it has to get to them. All right. So if you see the little arm up there with the little muscles pulling up, like the little strong symbol, put it down there. All right, because if you have ever turned pain into motivation, all right, and if you're still bleeding, don't hide it. Start healing. All right. So shout out to those that have learned how to turn pain into motivation. A lot of people are struggling to do that. All right. So they're on this app right now, deflecting, all right, their insecurities and their pain onto others. And guys, that's, all I had to say. Like I said, man, this was just, a little live off, off my chest and into the mic. All right. Like, I'm seeing a lot of bullshit happening on these streets. I'm seeing it happen on social media. I'm looking at, families, all right, tear apart because of these social media apps. And it's crazy. Like, we should be using them, all right, benefiting off of them. But instead, we're tearing each other down on these apps. And that's a shame. But, let me get off this app. All right, guys. I got to finish doing what I'm doing. Listen, I might come on later on. I might not, but make sure y'all check out the videos, all right? Share the videos. Leave the comments on the videos. Let us Shorty know what you think about the videos that get uploaded, all right? And listen, I'll go live as soon as I get a chance. This is why I'm known for the pop-up queen. But let me get off this, John, because I gotta definitely clock in. So till next time, we out.